You're listening to the FunBox Podcast.
I ate a bunch of LSD.
I did a series of videos on rape victims.
Dude, being left-handed is the worst thing in the world.
With your host, Rock Webb.
Can you tell me if it's cut or uncut?
For visual sakes, oh man, it's a very much so uncut. That's how I roll.
Nice.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the FunBox Podcast, episode 66. I'm going solo today. That's what's happening. I couldn't find a guest this weekend. I was busy. I had gigs. In case you didn't know, I play guitar on the side. And acoustic guitar, and I do gigs at bars around where I live. Was booked, and didn't have any time, and I work a full-time job as well, besides, obviously, if I only did this, it would be sad. I would have a lot of explaining to do, because this isn't much. I mean, I do work hard on this when I have the time. So that being said, if you want to see more or have more content and support what I do, because this main channel is for is to bring people on and talk and have fun and joke around and talk about serious stuff too, politics, culture, current events, things like that. This is what this channel's for, man. I'm just having fun, man. This is what I do on the side as a hobby. I don't make any money, but if you want to support the channel and want to support this to make things better, I guess, go to patreon.com and become a Patreon. And for $3, I made some ringtones, like alarm tones, custom, and just for overall support of this channel, because I've spent a lot of the gear that I use is I just wasted too much money. I don't know why I did it, but I did it because it's fun. But hey, if I could somehow get some support for later on, if you guys are enjoying it, the content, and enjoying listening to this or watching the shows or whatever, yeah, help me out. Every little bit helps. Or just a one-time donation at paypal.me/thefunbox. In case, just to get a rundown, the FunBox came from, I wanted to start a pop group, actually, and it never happened. So I made a bunch of songs, and I just could never get that thing going. And it was just always, the name FunBox was fun to me because it sounded gross, but it sounded happy at the same time. Which reminds me, it is actually a little kids show, I believe. The FunBox is. Yeah.
Okay, first things first, put your hands up in the air like this. Big people too. Now give me your wallets. No, I'm joking. You say push, push. Let's hear you.
Oh, that looks like.
Oh, you'll need to be louder than that for Granny.
So it's a kids show.
What do you think?
Louder.
One more.
Weird.
First things first, put your hands up in the air like this.
Oh, there it is.
Now give me your wallet.
Okay. This is what I'm competing against. But yeah, by the way, I'm going solo today, guys. It's just me today, and I had to try it out, so we'll see how this goes. Hopefully you guys enjoy listening to this or watching this. I have no idea. But I needed an episode, and I figured I'd just go solo, and I'm not going to play no guitar or anything. I'm just going to go over some stuff. But this is, check. Jeez, my stuff is messing up. This is weird. A weird show. So they do. What do you call it when you parodies of like classic things? It's impossibly white in that building. The whitest building ever. Octai. It's probably a different country. Okay, there's only so much I can handle of this. I'm just skimming through it to see what else is going on. Yeah, you know what? Yeah. Yippee! Yeah, it's a kids show. Not having it, but yeah, that's what I'm competing with. But yeah, riding solo today. Solo is my pilot. It's actually a line from a Mushroom Head song called Solitaire Unraveling. Check it out sometime. But yeah, in the news, I guess, what's happened so far. First off, yeah, just want to thank Midnight Train Podcast for coming on last week. That was awesome. Had such a good time with those dudes. If you haven't already, check out those guys. The Midnight Train Podcast on all platforms, wherever you listen to your podcasts. But yeah, I wanted to talk about some stuff. Tony Hinchliffe, I'm a big fan of that guy. I went and saw Kill Tony in Cleveland December, like the 20th or something of December 2019. I went and saw the Kill Tony show that they do, the live podcast that they do, and they tour with it. It was broadcasted every Monday from the Comedy Store in Los Angeles, but that fell through with the pandemic and their bullshit mayor and governor. They shut everything down, so everybody's moving away and into Austin. Austin seems like to be the next big come up for the comedy scene. And they were at Antone's, a legendary concert club in Austin, but not anymore. Not anymore because of this clip right here. I will play it for you right now.
Give it up for the one and only Tony Hinchliffe.
Wait, this, I'm getting mad. My headphones keep cutting out. This is Pang Dang. Pang Dang. He is a comedian. He's a friend of Tony's, by the way, just to give you a little background. They have done many shows together. So, he's the one that posted this. He's a little upset about what Tony Hinchliffe said. Here we go.
Hello, good evening, welcome, hello. How about one more time for the filthy little fucking chink that was just up here? While all you fucking race traders are hooping and hollering, I'm back there watching you puking in a fucking bucket. Oh, we making a gunpowder. Oh, you want extra soy sauce. Oh, you borrow money from us. And you guys just eating it up, you fucking pussy.
All right. So what happened? Obviously, you could tell that that's not gonna fly these days. It was a secret show that they do. He's a roast writer. He writes jokes and he does a lot of satire, roast type of stuff. A lot of people are upset with this. I don't know the guy personally. I just follow his career for so long that doesn't surprise me. And since he knew Pang Dang, you would think that he knew what he was doing. Apparently, he didn't know Pang Dang enough. Because during this month, this is Asian Hate Awareness Month or something like that. Didn't know that was a thing. Thought they were pretty well sustained in this country. I thought, Asian Americans were doing pretty well for themselves. So didn't know it was a big deal. I guess it is to a lot of people. So you got to keep that in mind. And, but yeah, that's a roast satire. So I could see the way it was set up. And if you saw any of his set, Pang Dang set, he did a lot of jokes that had to do with Asian hate and anti-Asian hate jokes and cracking jokes about white people. So Tony Hinchliffe took it on himself, said, okay, cool. You could play that game and, you double down on the roasting and you called him a filthy little chink word. I didn't know chink was taken, so I knew I wouldn't say it, but I'm not a bold roaster like Tony Hinchliffe, so I being that they are friends, I feel he should have talked to Tony afterwards instead of just putting that thing online because he's canceled. He lost his agents and any kind of entertainment company that was soliciting him or whatever, how that works. I don't know anything about the entertainment world, but I think he'll bounce back pretty quick. He's a prolific entertainer. He's a roast guy. I didn't I kind of laughed at it. I don't know what that says about me, but hey, whatever. I love satire. I love making fun of the things you shouldn't be making fun of, and that's why he did it. It was kind of one of those things. It was so obvious. Look how he's a small guy.
Give it up for the one and only Tony Hinchliffe.
Like, look at, he's like very innocent. Like, the last thing you want to do is yell at the guy and call him the C word or whatever for the chink word, because he's so likable. He had a good set. The Ari Shaffir has posted the whole entire show on YouTube if you want to check that out to get more context of why Tony Hinchliffe did what he did. It's classic Hinchliffe shit. He did the Snoop Dogg roast, and he murdered that crowd. Murdered him. Check that out, too. I'm a big fan of this guy, Tony. Pang Dang, not so much. I think he was talked into doing what he did as far as putting it out there like that and calling Tony out like that. You would think after the show he'd just be like, hey, that kind of offended me. And according to everybody that Tony Hinchliffe knows, he would have apologized and he wouldn't have did it again. If he knew something like this would have happened, he wouldn't have done it. Thought everything was cool. Man, I have more subscribers than him. Pang dang. Okay. Well, nobody knows who I am, so whatever. Anyway, that was that story. I thought he, hopefully he bounces back. I'm a big fan of Kill Tony. Check that out. I think Pang Dang tried to get some clout out of this, and maybe somebody talked him into it. It's kind of like one of those things, like if something happens to you and you don't press charges and you start talking to your friends, they kind of convince you to do it. Or oh, you should have did this. And then they kind of build it in your head. You need to do that. You need to do that. And then you did it. That's what I'm thinking would happen. But, yeah, that's one story. I don't know. I was going on in the news looking at different things. I saw this one article. Many women are done trying to hide their VBO, and it's refreshing as fuck. That's the headline of this story. We'll see if I could get the screen going good here. You can see it a little bit more. All right, first things first, what is a VBO? This is an article by Virginia Duan. This was on Yahoo News. It was like one of the top stories. Yahoo Life. See what this is all about. I'm so glad you asked because I didn't know the term until last week. Yeah, what is VBO? Blah, 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 blah. VBO stands for Visible Belly Outline, and apparently there is an entire movement to free the belly. I do that all the time. As someone with a belly that is also visible and not going anywhere anytime soon, I am all for this. Okay, cool. Bodies come in all shapes and sizes, and VBO embraces that reality. The visible belly outline embraces the reality that we all are shapes and sizes. I thought we just knew that. I thought that was like it goes without saying. How many times have you talked yourself out of crop tops? This is definitely geared towards women, of course. Bikinis, bodycon dresses, tight jeans, or quite frankly any kind of clothing whatsoever because you didn't want your belly to show. Just like the VPL or visible bra straps, what is the VPL? Visible panty line. Okay. That's what VPL means, guys and gals. The VBO movement is gaining traction, especially on Instagram under the hashtag VBO. Also, why do we care so much about regulating what women and girls are wearing anyway? Oh, right. Patriarchy. I wish I had my soundboard. Patriarchy. People are still talking about that. Well, I'm here to tell you that you don't have to wear flattering styles or squeeze yourself into soul-sucking shapewear. Like, how are we literally paying money to force our bodies into shapes that are not actually our bodies? It's like paying $100 for a square watermelon. purely ornamental and not very tasty. I don't know. I never tried one. Our bodies are not ornaments and are plenty tasty and sexy. Tummies especially. Nah. I mean, you think this is sexy? You think that's fucking sexy? I don't know. There's some chubby chasers out there. Most women don't think it's sexy. The hard body is sexy, right? People come in all shapes and sizes and abilities, whether you have babies or not. Bodies are more than how they look or what they can do. They're more than that. Women are embracing their visible body outline or belly outline. Look, I know it's the makeup and fashion industry's job to make us hate ourselves. Really? That's what's happening, so that we buy their products instead of being perfectly happy with the last season clothes and eyebrows. Oh, being happy with yourself? Like, if you're born a certain gender, maybe you should just be happy with it? But enough's enough. Born from the body positivity movement, women are unapologetically embracing their fupa, fatty upper pubic area. Pubic area. It's a beautiful thing to witness women confidently rocking their VBO. Not to mention empowering as fuck. Plus, I have it on good authority that soft and squishy tummies are the best. Maybe. I don't know. Pretty sure people dig the hard abs. People normalizing VBO, but I get it. Sometimes you can read or hear about a thing, but not quite believe it. This is an actual article, like big mainstream in Yahoo. Yahoo Life. Wow. It takes time. I guess I don't know. This is not for me. I don't know why I read this, guys. I guess I could give you my 2 cents. I don't give a shit. That's my 2 cents. But I get it. Sometimes you could read or hear, blah, blah, blah. Eric, it's going to keep going? So it's just about fat girls. Talking about body positivity. Cool. And there's probably some, wow, that's, I think that goes beyond BBW, too. That's just a fat woman with a fake leg. That's a different category. I mean, go for it, I guess. I mean, there's a lot of people that are into that. I just don't understand how the patriarchy is keeping you down. There's a lot of dudes that love that shit. Who hasn't banged a fatty? That's a big woman. That's just not healthy. I mean, you can be comfortable with it, but I don't think it's comfortable to like promote it. Like it's okay, be fat. Like, not really. It's not okay for your heart. Your heart's not going to be okay with that. And your sugar, those what do you call it? High fructose corn syrup. That's not good. Sugar's not good. It's actually a very sparing thing you should do. Use sparingly. But I just found it funny, like, oh right, the patriarchy, like, duh. Don't women know they're the dominant species? They're the vessels for life, right? Women are the vessel of. There's men that would kill to be that, to be able to conceive and have a child of their own, and then totally just break up with their woman and just have a kid and just live happily being an independent man with a child. Women do that all the time. I really don't even think there's a debate in that at all. Like, I guess if you want to talk about gender roles too, I think there are a lot of biological differences that men and women have that reflect roles in the household with a mom and dad and children. If you breastfeed your child, you're probably going to have a bond with your kid a little bit different than the father. And the father, typically, while the mother's nursing and taking care of the child, is the one that is expendable. They get put into war. They work. The fatality rate for men is lower than women, or higher than women. The life expectancy is lower, is what I meant. I don't know all the stats, but you can take my word for it or not. It doesn't matter. But it's just a bunch of people. They need things to complain about or be proud about. I guess I don't know why I even chose this. I just thought it was funny. VBO, and it stood for visible belly outline, I guess. Be proud of your belly, guys and gals. I guess just take care of yourself and be healthy and eat healthy. And if you did that, you're not going to look like these bitches. These women. See, I'm learning. Getting better, right? Don't want to refer to women as bitches anymore, guys. Don't do that. It's not good. It's not progressive. It's bad. But that's that. Women are embracing their bellies, guys. So get used to it. I hope it's still just I think that's always happened, you know. There's always been proud fat women. There's nothing wrong with that. So I don't know why this article exists. I guess it's just you be happy for who you are. And if you're born with a penis, you could wear a dress, but I think it's kind of demented to mutilate your genitals to become something you'll never truly be. Sorry. That's a big problem to have if you're born an opposite sex or something. And if you're fat, you could take care of that. You could get rid of that. But if you're comfortable and you like it, then anybody you get with has got to be comfortable with it too. And they got to be comfortable with the fact that you're going to die if you don't take care of that. These women are not going to have a long life. She's not too bad. She doesn't look too bad.
You guys are mad. You guys are stark craving mad. Because I dare somebody to come and tell me that I'm not giving them in this dress. I dare you to come and lie. Come and lie. Please. Everything is sitting where it's supposed to be sitting. Even my stomach is giving a little bit of ginger, a little bit of pepper, Maggi, salt. It's adding.
Got a big wreck on that one.
Oh, my fupa is showing. My stomach this, my stomach does. Don't you know your stomach gives you ginger? Hey, God. I'm saying, baby.
All right.
Please, it's the stomach for me. Honestly, it's the stomach for me.
I like her accent.
I so much love it. Everything is sitting. Oh,
I don't know what that means. Anyway, she's just letting it all out. Letting it all hang out. Cool. Awesome. Next story. Oh, yeah. About the Asian thing. 42% in the U.S. can't name a single prominent Asian American, a survey finds. I never got that survey. I never got asked any questions. I can name a bunch of prominent Asian Americans. Asa Akira. Asia Sierra. Jackie Chan. Jet Li. I mean, the list goes on if I really thought about it. Bruce Lee. Harold and Kumar, that one Asian dude. A recent survey found that nearly 80% of Asian Americans don't feel respected and say they are discriminated against by other fellow Americans. Additionally, a significant portion of respondents of multiple races said they were unaware of an increase in hate crimes and racism against Asian Americans over the past year. The survey, commissioned by the new profit leading Asian Americans to Unite for Change, Launch is the name of that movement, was based on responses from 2,766 U.S. residents between March 29th and April 14th. This is a article by Dustin Jones from the NPR 50 Hear Every Voice website. This was a main article on Yahoo. I went on Yahoo because they have like all the articles like boom, 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 and I'm used to maybe I'm antiquated. Maybe I shouldn't have did that. Maybe I should have went to because I was on Twitter and there's really nothing going on this week I'm sure there's a lot going on in overseas foreign affairs. I don't know too much about that stuff. If you do want to learn a little bit more about that, listen to Dave Smith and Michael Malice. They talk a lot about what's going on in Pakistan, Syria, Yemen, Saudi Arabia, Israel. There's a big Israel issue going on in Pakistan issue. Don't know anything about it, so you're not going to hear it from me at the FunBox when it comes to that stuff. What I don't like is big bombs being exploded over there by us. I don't like that. People talk about big corporations are finding way too many loopholes for their tax money and stuff like that. Yeah, they're reinvesting their money to make more jobs. And I don't even care if they're doing, they could be reinvesting their money somehow and to make them a bigger mansion. You know what? I'd rather Jeff Bezos get a bigger mansion than another Moab being detonated somewhere. So I'll take it. Don't bother me. You do you with your money, yo. Don't hate the player, hate the game, guys. Joe Rogan's getting raked over the coals again, but nothing's gonna happen because he's carved out of iron. Podcaster and UFC commentator. This is an article by Weston Blasey on Market Watch. Joe Rogan recently claimed on his show that straight white men are being silenced. I'm gonna give you my best Joe Rogan. How's it go? You can never be woke enough. That's the problem. It keeps going. It keeps going further and further and further down the line, and you get to the point where you capitulate, whatever that he says. He's smarter than me. Where you agree to all these demands, it's eventually going to get to where straight white men are not allowed to talk. That's what he's saying. You can never be woke enough, and that's the problem.
You can never be woke enough. That's the problem. It keeps going. It keeps going further and further and further down the line. And if you get to the point where you capitulate, where you agree to all these demands, it will eventually get to straight white men are not allowed to talk.
Right.
Because it's your privilege to express yourself when other people of color have been silenced throughout history. It will be you're not allowed to go outside because so many people were imprisoned for so many years. I mean, I'm not joking.
No, I know.
It really will get there. It's that crazy. You know, we just got to be nice to each other, man. And there's a lot of people that are taking advantage of this weirdness in our culture, and then that becomes their thing. Their thing is calling people out for their privilege, calling people out for their position. You know, it's
I don't know what people have a problem with that. It's just an opinion. Is he being over dramatic? Maybe a little bit. Have people realized it's a podcast yet? Podcast isn't the best place to get your. I mean, it's a good place to get some information, but on the Joe Rogan podcast, it's just talking. But isn't that what everybody conspires? Everybody's conspiring together to feel out and think about what's happening in the world. Isn't that what everybody does, even on the news? Rogan was interviewing comedian Joe List on the popular Spotify show, the Joe Rogan podcast. We just got to be nice to each other. Rogan scored a $100 million deal with Spotify last year. Last year. The 53-year-old podcaster recently became trending topic after he implored younger, healthy people not to get vaccinated. He didn't even say that. So that's just the story. Is that Joe Rogan said that? What are they saying about it? Somebody goes, so this article implies if you make so much money, you can't speak up for what you believe. Am I understanding that correctly? What about everyone who doesn't make money like that? Like other straight white men? Okay, a poor straight white man does not. Nobody gives a fuck about poor straight white men. I'm a poor straight white man. After buying this computer, Maggie got me this monitor for my birthday. This mixer, everything else is kind of a growth in progress because I've been doing music my entire life. Since I was 16. But I'm poor. And nobody really gives a shit. If I don't have a woe is me story. Even if I did, would it be a woe is me story? Nobody would give a shit. Be like, oh, well, think about the black guy that has the same exact story, but he's black on top of it. If you want a victim hustle, you can always draw a picture the way you want people to see it. I could, if I really wanted to, I could make a nice big story for me that people feel sorry for me if I really wanted to. Shit, I went to bed until I was 15 years old. I pretty much, I could say I have PTSD from embarrassing bedwetting stories. I could. Jeez, man. Mohican field trip? When you're a Mohican field trip in 5th grade. embarrassing. Yeah, and once you hit 12, 13, you might as well forget about ever staying the night at anybody's house. You better be really good friends with them. They're relentless. They'll just fight you for no reason. And if you wet the bed, shit, that's another reason just to kick you in the dick. But you know what? I'm okay. My father passed away when I was 26 of a heart attack. He died in his sleep. I was the one that found him. I was the one that found the body and had to call everybody. It was a big deal in my life at the time. It was 11 years ago already. Damn. And you know what? That happens to so many people. I could make this story about me wetting the bed and having like this weird anxiety from that in life, and the weird self-conscious and self-doubt issues, and PTSD from finding my dead father, and be like, oh, you should get it. Maybe you should talk to a therapist. Or it's like, no, it's not that. Honestly, is it wrong for me to? It's not that big of a deal because death happens. Like, is that weird? Is that weird for me to say that? Am I calloused? Am I cold son of a bitch? I don't know. But I don't feel victimized by anything. I think life is what you make it. Words are just words, guys. Even the N-word. Even the C-H word. Even if somebody called me the F-word, fag. Somebody called me a fag. Words are words, guys. Sticks and stones. Remember that? Remember those phrases when we were younger? Sticks and stones will break your bones. Words will never hurt me. Being happy with the way God made you. Whatever happened to those types of things? I don't believe in God. Well, whatever. The cosmos. Being happy the way you were born. Anyway, be happy with who you are, guys. Be like, I'm a trans. Well, you're obviously not happy with who you were if you're a trans person. And if you have to modify your body to be happy, I guess go ahead and do it. But I don't suggest it to anybody. And to like glorify it the way people do. And to actually talk to kids about glorifying it. Like, you could be whatever you want. That's fucking, to me, that's ridiculous. And you know what? Go ahead and raise your kid the way you want. But let's just say I had a society over here, and everybody else that to me I think is weird has their society over there. And we all decided to separate our societies, and we figure out, and in my society, there's no like incentives for single motherhood. It's all family oriented with mothers and fathers raising their children. And in that society, you can have it too, but they want to incentivize, single motherhood with all this type of welfare and, what do you call it? Child payments and stuff, which is necessary in some aspects. But when you could just kick your dude out of your house and collect a check because you prefer that money over the dude, it's not good. I don't think. I think it's better to have a mom and dad. I think a mother could raise a child very well, and they could raise a very wonderful person, and they'll be very successful. I just think it'd be better with a mom and a dad if she had a little bit of help. Whenever I see a picture of a single mother with a child, I can't help but feel a little bit of sadness, because there's a different scenarios that could happen in this picture. It's one, where's the dad? And you think, where's the dad? And the answer could be, well, the dad's taking the picture, which is a great answer. Or it could be, oh, the father passed away, which is sad. Or the father left him, which is sad. Or 3, they got a divorce and she has custody over the kid, which to me is still sad. They split up and they have joint custody over the kid. She just has the kid this weekend, which is still sad to me. Most of the scenarios, and whenever I see a picture of a single mother with her child, most of the scenarios I think of are just sad. Even though it's a beautiful picture, I can't help but always be like, where's the dad? I mean, I'm sure there's other scenarios that can happen. Getting real, guys. Sorry, I'm in my own head today because I'm solo. Usually I have a friend with me and I can take my mind and we can riff off of each other and crack jokes. It's just me today, trying to crack some jokes, trying to be a little bit lighthearted. But it's hard sometimes, man. This world, man, it'll bring it down. This world will bring it down. Nobody's watching me live yet. What else is in the news? What else can I go over? Well, yeah, basically it was like the woke people, straight white men. Nobody cares about us. We're expendable. Yeah. Send us off to get killed. It's okay. I honestly, dudes don't even care about dudes. Straight white men don't even care about straight white men. And be like, why are you doing this segment then, Rob? Well, because it was just an article. Do I care about straight white men? I care as much about straight white men as I do about fat Asian women. Actually, I care more about fat Asian women, because if they were the last thing in the world and I was the only straight white man left, there's a lot of holes to fill, if you know what I mean. But yeah, women out there, know this. You are okay. There's no patriarchy. It's a bunch of bullshit. And if you disagree, send me a comment. Be like, tell us why you think it's bullshit. I could. I already covered some of it. We die sooner. Dudes don't even care about other dudes. What about the time women used to only vote? Women just got the right to vote not that long ago. Blah, blah, blah. Well, maybe people need to quit judging the past by today's standards and realize that probably back then the reason why women didn't vote is because they weren't fighting in war. It was a form of protecting them. That's a lot of responsibility. Voting is a big responsibility, which I could get on that topic too. People want to make it easier to vote. And you know what I say? Nope, make it harder to vote. That's what I say. Prove yourself to me. If your vote is able to vote my rights away, I want you to be able to prove yourself to me. I heard Michael Malice today say he thinks maybe gun ownership should be mandatory, and if you don't own one, you can't vote. You can only vote if you own a gun, and that makes a lot of sense. If we want to preserve the Constitution or the Bill of Rights or the concept of, the free world, man, it's not going to happen by letting 16-year-olds vote. That's for damn sure. And if you want to do it, if you really want to get down to it, why do you got to be 35 to be president? Maybe you should be 35 to vote too then. What about the kids going to war? Then they get a freaking pass. If you have a active military ID or you're a veteran, you could vote. How about that? Other than that, you got to be 35. That's what I propose. But I'm just me. It's not going to happen. The option's not even on the table, so don't worry, guys. And a lot of people are pissed off about a lot of things in life, about what's going on in the country. Democrats are super pissed about things. Republicans are super pissed about things. And it's funny to see them so pissed because they win. They have a voice at the table. So the people that should be pissed off are probably the happiest people in this fucking country. The middle of the road folks. The moderates. They're in the road. They don't even have anybody to vote for. Their candidate can't even get on the fucking debate stage. So if anybody has anything to bitch about, it's the Green Party and the Libertarians and whoever else. Anybody else that's never even got on the ballot. And there's people that were on the ballot, like the Green Party gets on there, and the Libertarian Party gets on the ballot in the states, but they don't get on the stage. So imagine the people that can't even get on the ballots. Imagine how they feel. Imagine their people that wanted to vote for them. Those are the ones that should be pissed. All these damn Democrats that just hated Trump the entire time, or all these people that hate Biden that voted for Trump, which I did too. I did vote for Trump. But that was my decision at the time, and I made it, and that it is what it is. And a lot of people want to dwell on the past, and somebody might bring that up too. Be like, you voted for Trump, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I did, but now it's today. Now it's the 18th of May in 2021. What are we going to do now? But I really don't know. Apparently Asians they feel sad this month. So if you have an Asian friend, give him a high five. And chances are he's probably going to be like, quit patronizing me, you fucking weirdo. I do agree that most Asian Americans are still in stereotypical roles. It's like, what do you expect? This is a Western civilization with like over 60% white people. I don't know, man. To me, it's just like a given. I'm not saying we shouldn't try to be more inclusive or diverse, but to me, it's so like, of course. If you really wanted to make everything diverse, make 60 something, whatever. Let's call it 60% of America's white. Well, 13% is black. Let's say like, what is it, like 4% are Asian? I have even no idea. Whatever it is, whatever percentage that the census is of the colors in this country, every job, let's make every job the exact percentage of employees. Everybody that does anything in this country, make it the exact percentage of employments. You know what would suck? So many things would suck. Fucking sports would suck so bad everybody would stop watching them. That's racist, Rob. No, it's the fucking truth. You want me to play basketball? You want me to be in the NBA? Because then you gotta be inclusive of all the fat people too, right? You don't want to see me in the NBA. Equality of outcome is a myth. It's not gonna happen. People do better than other people. We're not all equal when it comes to our abilities. We're all equal when it comes to how the government should treat us. That is it. Equality of outcome will not happen, guys. Just be good to each other. That's all we can do. Like Joe Rogan said, bringing it right back around. Don't really know what I'm going to watch anymore. What did I have to talk about today? I think I talked enough. I've been doing this for, what, I don't even know how long. Almost 50 minutes. Wow. Go ahead. All right. Well, shit. Well, that's it. For my plugs, 5027. For my plugs, I'll be playing this Friday at the Old Prague Restaurant Bar in Vermilion, Ohio. If you're around this area, come up and see me play acoustic songs. All variety of artists. It's a good time, and check it out. That being said, like, be good to each other, like I said, and don't smoke crack unless it's free. Even then, just probably not smoke it. But once you start paying a bunch of money for stuff like drugs, just don't do that. It's a little bit better if it's free, right? As long as it doesn't lead to an addiction, right? Moderation is key. And the DEA and the ATF. The ATF should be a convenience store. What else? What else can I say? Plugs. Patreon. Go to patreon.com/thefunbox and support this channel. And give me ideas. You know, I'm more of a comedy guy. I like having my friends on and busting balls and screwing around. So let me know what you think. My next guest, I'm not sure who I'm going to have on. But this weekend, I'm going to try to get a guest on and do another podcast and just goof off. But here we go. Stay tuned. I love you. We love you. Peace. I'm out of here, guys.